From the Eagle to the people, you know what time it is. I got this mic. That means it's time for us to do Eagle story time, which is where I tell you guys a story and you tell me whether or not you think it's funny. And that's a fair statement. So far, these have gone really well and you guys have liked that. But before I jump into actually telling you the story, because today we're going to be talking about my friends, I want to think at the same time. I want to take a second and thank all of them for being around, because half of the time I don't really get a huge amount of time that I'm able to come to the computer and do this kind of recording, but they're super supportive of it anyway. They're always there. They're always doing cool stuff in the background. Like the Discord just got upgraded because they all went together and bought this Nitro thing, which is freaking awesome. So guys, thank you very, very much. But without further ado, I appreciate you all, and now we're going to jump in and I'm going to tell you all about one of my friends. Now, I'm going to give him a different name because that's fair. We're just going to make something up like John. There you go, John. All right, so my buddy John, I met at a food processing factory when I was working for Little Caesars. This side note on that, and I have to tell you, this is the key. I live in Michigan. I wanted to see the Red Wings game. If you don't know what Red Wings is, it's Red Wings hockey. I used to be a huge hockey fan. I still, to this day, am kind of a hockey fan. I just don't watch it as much as I used to. But I wanted to see it, so I bought tickets to the game. The owner of the Detroit Red Wings owned the place I worked at for the Little Caesars company. I was like, oh, this is easy. I was not allowed to go. I had to work for a Little Caesars pizza packing plant rather than go to the actual hockey game that I spent like a ton of money on. So I was kind of like disappointed there, but that's all right. Anyway, I met my friend there, and this is where I realized at that exact moment when you walk up and you meet somebody, you know that moment when you walk into a bar and you're just like, oop, wrong bar, bye. Yeah, I made the mistake of saying hello to John. Now, I'm almost going to say his name guaranteed sometime throughout this, but for right now, we're going to try and stick him as John. This guy, I am not even kidding you, ladies and gentlemen, is literally, I just need to walk around with the camera on him. Anytime you're around him, he is just bound to have something happen that's just stupid funny. Like, example, this is the same guy that every single day, I'm not even kidding you, every day, he lived upwards of 25 miles away from me. He was all the way across the city. He does not have a driver's license. This dude would ride no, I'm not even kidding. He would ride his bicycle from another city for over 2 hours to come to my house. Now the thing is, I would pick you up, but by the time he was there, I would wake up in the morning to him sitting on my porch just like, hey, you gonna wake up sometime, dude? We're gonna hang out. And every single day of my life, the entire time we worked there, he was there. I met his family. I met all this stuff. So this is the same guy he's had some great moments and some very funny moments. We ended up putting a pool in the backyard, right? And this was really quite fun. And I don't know why we decided to put a pool in the backyard. I really don't. It doesn't make sense. None of us really like water. I'm hydrophobic. I'm trying to get the camera to come back and focus. I don't know why it's doing that. Hang on. So I don't know why we put in a pool. It was just a bad idea. Me and my mother are hydrophobic. We don't like water at all, but we put a pool in. Now, John had come over during the pool time, and what we had were these little lawn chairs. Now, I know you've seen them. Everybody's seen them. You go to the Home Depot, right? And in the Home Depot, in that little lawn section, you got those little chairs that are kind of like made of tiki torch wood, like bamboo, but not really bamboo. It's just a 1x chair. It's not really that strong. He decided that it was a great idea. Absolutely fantastic, top of the line, ding, idea to put the chair in front of the pool so he could use it as a diving board over the edge of the pool. Now, you know what, just so you know, this is a pool about this tall, maybe 4 feet. It's got the inflatable ring around it. You fill it with water, and then the algae grows in the bottom, and that's all you've essentially done is grow algae. So, on that, he goes for a running start. I'm not even kidding you. Running start, funny as heck. He goes for a running start, hits this chair, the 1x breaks, his toe goes through, and next thing you know, you have John in the air doing what I can only describe as a gymnastic air tumble with a belly flop. It was bad. Like, he came in, guys, I'm not even kidding. He was like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. And he goes running. And he's like, it's going to be awesome. And we're all, it's going to be awesome. And he's like, yeah, it's going to be awesome. He hits this chair and just, all you saw was feet go, he hit that pool, flipped again, and belly flopped into the water. It was god funny as all can be. Now, granted, he broke his toe, which was by far the funniest part of this entire thing. He hit that and was like, snap! Oh! It was great. 2 months later, he came back. Now, guys, that was the unfortunate funny that happened. I'm going to tell you right now, that was a funny thing. I don't care who you are, that was funny to see in real life. You gotta see it to understand it. But this is also the same guy that we were having an outdoors event. I think it was 4th of July or something. He decided he was going to come. I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, come on by. So he comes by, he's helping us set up, and we got the canopy things. Now, you guys have seen these. They're again at Home Depot, and they're probably like 8 feet tall, give or take. And they got that tarp canopy on top of them, right? Oh, I know what's doing that. Hang on. They got like that tarp canopy. It looks like a bink, bink. And then it's got like no sides on it. So like you're not protecting yourself from the wind. The only thing you're trying to do is A, either give yourself shade, or B, get out of the rain. And if you're dude on the end underneath that tent, you might as well just stand in the rain. Let's just be honest. You get a big old party of people huddled underneath a tent. The people in the middle are warm and dry. The people on the outsides are like, guys, my back is freezing. Hang on, turn around. Let's get the front. Okay, now I got like a cut glass. Da-ding. Okay. So you know what I mean by that. Anyway, so what ends up happening is you're supposed to stake these things down. And I thought we did, but I don't remember if we did exactly. Now, this thing got a gust of wind. Now, if you've ever seen a canopy go, you should just let it go. Because it takes off. This dude, if you've ever seen Resident Evil, you know that Lance guy, the basketball player who jumps on the back of the airplane to stop it from falling because like an extra 100 pounds is really going to do that much. Yeah, this guy comes running out of nowhere, just springy. And I'm telling you what, John was springy. You could not get him to sit still at all. Every time he'd sit still, it was like, put your hands under your butt. I swear he had ADHD. You put your hands under your butt, and he literally would sit there and do this. What are we playing? Come on, guys. What are we playing? What are we playing? Pick a game! So this is that guy. And I'm telling you, when he jumped, he should have been a basketball player. He could jump from ground to the net, and he was probably, I think he's like 5'6", give or take, 5'7". He's definitely shorter than me, but he still can jump way farther than I can. And I think it's because he rides his bike across the city to come say hi to me every day. So he ends up coming out of nowhere flying. He's probably 12 feet away from this thing. Just that Superman dive. You know, like the one where you're prepped up and you're like, this is going to be awesome. You start running and he's all whoosh. He comes flying in, catches the side of this thing, and the next thing you know, here's my friend John just hanging on to this tarp as it's trying to take off. Oh my lord. Saved the day, by the way, because all the food was underneath the tarp and that was going to go. He actually managed to keep the tarp down. But it was not a pretty manage. It was kind of like you're hanging on for dear life. Oh my god! And the beautiful thing about Michigan is this is your weather. You look outside. How's the weather? Gray and cold. About 10 minutes later. How's the weather? Sunny and 90 degrees. 5 minutes later. Blizzard. Michigan doesn't care. It's like it's on its menstrual cycle or something. I don't know. It's horrible. You go from literally like 90 degrees smoldering hot for a month out of the entire year, and then the rest of the year is literally just freezing cold. And it's very depressing here in Michigan, and I want to explain that to you guys. If you're planning to move here, don't. Just don't. Let me save you that heartache right now. 1, it's expensive to live here. Taxes are horrible. 2, you will never see sunshine again in your life. You might in the summer months, but 9 months out of the year, you get gray. So, don't come to Michigan. Anyway, my buddy, he moved further into Michigan. He moved out to like the country area. He got a girlfriend who's about to be his wife, and now he's going to go get the country area, and he's going to have his little farm kids. And when he has 15 kids, I'm just going to completely disappear from all of that until they're old enough to speak, because you can't tell. Guys, if you got kids, you know darn well that the age 1 to 3, you don't understand anything. You just look at them and go, uh-huh, oh, really? Oh, tell me more. Oh, yeah. And they go, uh-huh. And probably what that kid's telling you is, Jake stole my toy. And you're just like, yes, tell me more. Please tell me more, because I totally understand the gibberish language that's coming out of your face. And the problem with kids is not that I don't like kids. I think they're adorable, don't get me wrong. I don't like kids because of the fact that they're time-consuming. They're hard to deal with. I am an adult. I play video games. You guys know this. You've seen my channel. It's Eagle Eye Gaming. Go and check it out if you don't. I play video games. That's how it works. I do not have any capability or equipped side of my being that can handle a child. I don't know how. I sit there and for some reason I spend my entire life literally humiliating myself just to make other people laugh, because I think that's fun and that's what I do. But you try playing with a child, and it doesn't matter that I'm a comedian. It doesn't matter that I'm a gamer. I look at this child and go, deer in the headlights. Oh. And then it starts talking, and it comes to you, and you're like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh it's coming, oh God. And it stops at the person next to you, and it's all, and you're like, oh thank God, oh my God, that was close. I gotta go. I'll see you guys later. Just have fun. Bye. Like, I don't hate kids, don't get me wrong. I will sit in I will hang out with children and I'll entertain them for a little while, but typically if I can't get them to do something that I'm into, I'm completely lost. I'm useless. Like, here's a piece of paper, draw, but try and keep it on the paper and not my wall. So anyway, my buddy has got to be, and this, guys, I'm not funny because I'm funny. Let's just be real about that. I am an entertaining person. I'm aware of that, but really when it comes down to being funny, I am not funny because I have my own experiences. Yes, I have those, and I can tell you all about those on a different one. However, it is the group of friends and people you surround yourself with that make funny things happen. So let me explain that a little bit more in detail. My buddy John, now I might get this a little jacked up, but I'm pretty sure it was just like this. My buddy John had a game, and it was called You Fall Asleep First, or You Sit Down and Lose All Attention First. You are the one who's getting farted on at the party. And I mean literally farted on. It's not like a, hey, draw a penis on his face, you know, like that stuff. No. He was the dude that would walk up and just be like, oh, God. He would fart the alphabet at you. I'm not even kidding. This is not even a joke. Now, guys, you have to understand, my friend looks like Freddy Krueger. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I wish I was. He's a really, really awesome guy, really, really caring guy. Now, I'm not going to bash him, but the way he looks, he needs some dental work. We all admit that. He's got a tattoo here. That needs some work. He's got all kinds of things that just kind of need some work. His feet are like, God, feet are disgusting. No. His feet are I don't know how to explain it. It's like a shoe of skin that's just like, all right, I'm gonna stop. I'm grossing myself out. Okay. So he looks like Freddy Krueger. He's missing most of these, and don't get me wrong, these are fake. These are not my real teeth. Let's just be honest here. I knocked most of mine out in the military. His are the nubs. You know that moment when they get nubby, and then you've got like that brown going on and a little bit of black rot going on over here and the whole thing. And then he goes, hee, I'm Freddy Krueger. And he puts on my hats because I have fedoras. And he'll wear them, and he looks literally just like Freddy Krueger. He walks down the street, and he's like, welcome to my nightmare. Hello. I'm going to get you, my pretty. And your little dog, too. So My friend, looking like Freddy Krueger, about this tall, and I mean literally like this tall to me, right here. He comes up to my nose. He's bald all through here, but he's got that like that old guy hairband going. I'm telling you what, if I ever lose my hair, I'm just it's going. I'm not doing the middle bald. It's just weird. I cannot be the half hair, half bald eagle. It just doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't rhyme well. Let's just be honest. The hairless bald eagle, or the sideburn bald eagle, just doesn't have a ring to it. Let's just be honest. Okay, so this guy, our buddy, and I used to be like, we were all 20 one time. Let's be honest. We were all younger. We all did our party thing. And if you're not 20, well, when you're 20, you're probably gonna do your party thing. You'll get a group of friends, and you're like, hey, it's been a long day at work. Let's go have some beers. Let's hang out. Let's do some stuff. So we used to karaoke and do all that stuff, which is still kind of something I do. But he took it to a whole new level. We had a buddy over. Now I'm gonna call this guy Ryan. Ryan is sitting there, and Ryan sat on the couch, and he was kind of like at that point where you broke the seal. Now, if you don't know what break the seal is, please go look it up, because I don't want to explain it on here, because it's all right, fine, I'll break it down. You break the seal. You drink a beer, you walk to the bathroom, you unzip, you go, oh, you broke the seal. I guess the theory is the more alcohol that you maintain in your system without peeing, the drunker you're going to be when you pee. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, so this dude sits down and he's all, ugh. Oh. Oh. Guys. I think I need to go home. Ooh. Out of nowhere, and I mean this literally, out of nowhere comes John. Straight dead run, jumps. Mid-air, he has his pants. He drops them, hits this man both cheeks in the face, and goes, you broke the party rule! And my other buddy runs up to him and he goes, that just fucking happened to you! God, it was funny. Now, during that party thing, I'm not going to lie, I never got the fart treatment, luckily, because I was the smart one and waited till somebody else did. But there was multiple people in this house. Now, you had the angry drunk, which he was relatable if you were just respectful. It was cool. He wasn't like a miserable guy. He just had his hard thing. Yeah. So he would do his thing, and he was drinking all the time. You'd go over, he'd be like, backstory to this, to explain this. I ended up having a Nissan XE hard body truck, stick shift manual, 5-speed, 4-cylinder. Freaking loved it. Everything about it was perfect. Cherry red. It was beat up. I don't like that brand new look. I like that beat up look, like that little I've been worn, I've got a story. I love that. I love that severely. So I took it down to his stepfather, or his aunt's husband. There we go. Put it like that. I don't know like family relations like that. All I know is that this guy was a drinker and knew how to do tires. So I took it to him and I was like, hey, can you help me fix my tire, sir? I don't mean to be rude. I just don't know how to do it. And he goes, yeah. So he comes outside and he slams his beer down. I'm not even kidding you. Shotguns it. Let's get this tire. All right, cool. You're ready. Now, I don't know if I trust what you're doing, because you just shotgunned a 20-ounce beer, but, it happens. Okay, I don't know. Go ahead, fix it. So he punctures the tire, puts the plug in, which is awesome, because I didn't know that at that time I was young. Come on. So he puts this plug in, he gets up, and he goes, that'll be $140. And I looked at him, and I was like, I got like 20. He goes, no, dumbass. 1 40-ounce beer. Go get me a beer. So this guy was a professional. Let's just give it to him. He was a professional, 24/7. I don't think I ever saw the man without a beer in his hand. And if he didn't have a beer in his hand, he had a rake or a broom that he was trying to beat something with. So let's just be honest. That guy was the professional drinker. Then we had the... How do we put this... Okay. Family is not the best. Do not put your family to the test. That is kind of how the next person in that line went. And we called her Danny DeVito. because she literally looked like Danny DeVito. If you shaved her eyebrows off, which did happen, I'll tell you about that story in another one. If you shaved her eyebrows off, she looked just like Danny DeVito. So I would wait until she got drunk and got the fart, and then I would go, because I was not going to have somebody give me pink eye. Not going to happen. No. I am a slow drinker. I'm that dude that everybody hates. I will hold on to a beer for 4 hours. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm good. They're like, dude, would you drink another beer? I'm like, nah, I got mine. I'm good. I'll sip it, hang out, do what I want. I really just go out to hang out. Anyway, this particular night, I decided that I wasn't the first one, so now I can go and have fun. Now, the lady who I just mentioned, Danny DeVito, had come in. We picked up a 24 case of beer, a little thing of booze like this. I think it was like Wild Turkey 101 or something. Take your pick. We watched her shotgun 16 of the 24 beers. That was the bad line. She passed out on the floor. And it became one of those things where, like, we had to cut her off. We were like, all right, you're done. Get out. No, you're done. Just, no. She'd go for another beer. We're like, no. You're at alcohol poisoning level. We're not, and we paid for this. You didn't give us any money. And really, it wasn't even like, at that time, I have to be honest, I'm a horrible person when it comes to this. But you didn't chip in. And that was my concern. I just spent like $24 on that case of beer. I didn't spend $24 to not get one. That's not happening. No. So we cut her off. Anyway, I ended up going through about half the bottle and a couple beers that night. She had a child. Danny DeVito over there had a child who was mentally handicapped. And I don't know how to phrase that any nicer, so I apologize. I don't mean it to be offensive. He was a very, very lovable kid. But he did need help changing his diaper and all the other stuff. I got a little too drunk. Let's just be honest. I end up at this point where I'm going to be drunk. Here's how you know I'm drunk. I will walk over to a wall. This is a key thing about me. At least back before I was in the military. I don't drink anymore because of that. But before, this was a key way to tell if I was drunk. I would lean on a wall and just slowly slide down the wall. And I would sit there, just hanging out like, hey, what's going on? How's it going? My stomach don't feel right. And my stomach make noises like, would you get some shit to say right there? It's all and all it's saying to me is, stop drinking. Please, do good. Your liver can't handle anymore. And I'm going, it's a party. I'm having fun. And it's like, you can't even walk anymore. So you know what it's like. Anyway, I ended up getting to that point where I slid down the wall. And I was in the kitchen because I was smart. I was like, I'm going to get near a trash can because I really don't feel good. And I just sat there and slid down the wall. My buddy comes in. John's all, hey, how's it going? And I was like, dude, I don't feel good. Hang on. I'm sitting by the trash can because I don't feel good. And son of a gun, at the moment he did that, I didn't turn around and just grab that trash can like a boss. Just... And he goes, you all right? I'm like, there's a dirty diaper in there. There is a 13-year-old boy's filled diaper that has now hit my nose on top of being drunk. Ladies and gentlemen, if you needed help clearing your system, this is the best way ever to do it. I stuck my head in that trash can, and it was literally like sticking your head in a sewage treatment plant. It was bad. I stuck my face in there, and if I didn't have to throw up before, I did afterwards. I'll tell you that right now. And then it wouldn't stop because I would finish the initial, like, alcohol expressing out of my system. My system was like, no, we're not taking it anymore. Get it out. You're done. That smell would hit immediately after, and then the body would go, oh, God, what is that reaction? Empty everything. That's pretty much how it worked, ladies and gentlemen. And I was sitting on the floor of John's house with his aunt, his cousin, and his father, and his brothers, and a couple of our other friends, screaming, "There's a dirty diaper in the trash can." It took me a half hour to finally cover the smell and try to move to a place where I could sleep. It was bad. I'm telling you, like, it was bad. That was one of the worst drinking experiences I've ever had. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a few drinking stories that are going to come up as well. But that is my friend John, and I freaking love him to death. He is that friend that gets on your nerves very, very quickly, but just never goes away. He's not a friend because I wanted a friend. He's a friend because he decided at some point in my life that I was cool and I was going to hang out with him. And there was no getting around that. Now, me personally, I look at my life and go, I'm not really all that cool. He looked at my life and went, you're cool. We're friends. And I was like, I don't even know you. He goes, I don't care. You're my best friend. And ever since then, you're my best friend. That's how it goes. That's how we do it. It's right there. Don't worry. I got your back. And that's how he was. And that's how he is to this day. I haven't talked to him. I spent 8 years of my life without speaking with him. Called him up when I got out of the Army. And he looked at me on the phone, metaphorically. He looked at me. He goes, hey, man, what's up? I've been trying to get a talk with you for like 8 years. I was like, yeah, it's only been like 4. He's like, no, dude, it's been 8 years to the day. I've been keeping count. I was like, gee, I'm glad nobody's counting. He's like, nothing's changed. I got a girlfriend. I moved up here, and you come out and visit anytime. And I was like, sweet. So he's a cool friend, and I think everybody needs one of those in their lives. I got plenty of other friends that do techie stuff, but John is the guy that literally gave me stories that could make people pee. It was just that bad. He was a great, great friend. Still is a great, great friend. So on that note, guys, find yourself somebody who can entertain you at any time and will always have your back. And you will have literally a lifelong friend. And it's amazing. But on that note, guys, if you guys like these episodes, you know what to do. Go ahead and smack the crap out of that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell somewhere over in the corner up there somewhere. And I will see all of you and your beautiful faces in the next video. Make sure you tell me in the comments below whether or not you thought this was funny, because I think it's pretty funny. But I could be wrong. Please feel free, share with me. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.